Hola, welcome to chapter 4B. First topic we're talking about are reciprocal actions. So we've seen reflexive actions before, may, te, say, nos, and say, when the action gets reflected back on the person. So may, ducho, I shower who? Myself. That may is in there. But sometimes this say or the nos are used to express something different. They're used to express when we want to say to each other. So it's a little bit interpretation. How will you know the difference between reciprocal and reflexive? One, reciprocal always has two people because you need two people at least to do something to each other. Otherwise, we'll have to know by the context. Here's some examples. Los novios se abrazaban y se besaban. Notice I put those in the imperfect. You can put it in whatever tense you want. It works for preterite, it works for present, any tense you want. But since we're practicing that imperfect, that's what I chose to do. So let's look at the meaning though. The bride and groom, that's los novios, were hugging. The were comes from being in the imperfect. They were hugging who? Each other. Just by putting that say, that means each other. And kissing each other. Say. So I chose say rather than nos because it was they. And say is for they or you all. Here's another example with nos this time. Nos dábamos la mano. We used to shake each other's hands. So the we comes from amos. I guess habamos, go a little further. The used to is because it's in the imperfect. We used to shake each other's hands. Each other's and each other's. There's not a special word for that. We just put it say or nos. So it's really a pretty easy concept as long as you remember how to change those verbs. Let's review that. So like I said, you need to have two people involved to do something to each other. So there's only really two forms, the ellos, ellos ustedes, or the nosotros, nosotras. So I'm going to do two examples here. Let's say abrazarse, to hug. By putting the se on the end, we're saying to hug each other. So here's my initial verb. I'm going to take that say, move it out front. Say abrazar. Now let's say it's they hug each other. I don't have to do anything to that say because it's talking about them already. But now I do have to deal with that AR. And I'm going to go to the second line because I'm running out of space. I want to keep this R in there. So ellos se abras, and let's just say I'm saying it in the present tense. Abrazan. They hug each other. Now I could have said ellos se abrazaron. I could have said ellos se abrazaban. Okay, any tense I want to use, that's fine. But we can't forget this AR here. That's the most forgot thing. We try and do something goofy with this say. So now let's look at besar. Maybe it's we this time. You can keep the nosotros out there if you want, but you also don't have to. It's one of those optional things. So I first take the say from besarse, move it out front if they had it attached. Now, nosotros and se don't go together. I need to change the pronoun to nos, besar. Am I done yet? Nope. Can't forget to change the ending. Nos besamos. Again, I just did present tense. You can do whatever you want, just so you get across your meaning. Reflexive verbs, reciprocal verbs, reciprocal actions have the subjects doing it to each other.